श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिनी व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। दिक्कालाद्यनवच्छिन्नानन्दचिन्मात्रभूतये स्वानुभूत्यैकमानाय नमः शान्ताय तेजसे। So we have covered a few verses in this compilation of 100 shlokas on Samanya Dharmas, that is values and attitudes, compiled by the king poet sannyasi called Bhartrihari, and which is divided into 10 sections. So we saw a few verses on the Murkha Paddhati, that is the nature of fools, or the unwise. Then we began the Vidvat Paddhati. Vidvat Paddhati is the section on knowledge and on jnanis. And in the last session, we saw, the praise of knowledge, how the knowledge is the invisible, concealed wealth. And it is Sarva Dhana Pradhanam. It is the best of all wealths because we don't have to protect it. And the more we apply that knowledge or dwell upon it, the more it grows. It is inexhaustible, non-taxable, and imperishable. Nobody can steal it, nobody can dispute over it, and even at the end of a kalpa, the lifespan of Brahmadev, the knowledge will be still intact. So, that is the wealth that Bhartrihari talked about in the last session. We saw that. And we also saw the Samskrita Vani, the speech which is the most beautiful ornament for a person. Yeah? Then what is the need of other ornaments also? So, you see, whether it is Apara Vidya or Para Vidya, Vidya is what? Bhogakari, Yashaskari, Sukhakari, and we can say Mokshakari. Yeah? So, one has to go through this Apara Vidya, which is a setu, to come to Para Vidya. So, if one has not even applied the buddhi, and gone through schooling, college, education, or some talent, skills, then Bhartrihari says, such a person, Shastra Sangeeta Kala Vihinaha, is what? Sakshat Pashuhu. Pucha Vishana Vihinaha Sakshat Pashuhu is no better than an animal living an instinctive life and not devoted to higher pursuits. Yeah? So, may one at least go through the Prayo Marga, fulfill a few desired ends, and then transition over to the Jnanakanda and come to the Shreyo Marga. So that is what we saw in the last session. And now we will continue to the next shloka, where Bhartrihari gives a list of, certain factors which impact the mind positively and certain factors which impact the mind negatively. And so this is all about values and attitudes, in life. What should we cultivate and pursue, and what should we, address and then give up. So let us chant the next shloka, which is number 21 in the original list. शान्तिश्चेत् कवचेन किं किमरिभिः क्रोधोऽस्ति चेदेहिनाम् ज्ञातिश्चेदनलेन किं यदि सुहृत् दिव्यौषधं किं फलम् किं सर्पैर्यदि दुर्जना किमुधनैः किं सर्पैर्यदि दुर्जना किमुधनैः विद्यानवद्या यदि व्रीडा चेत् किमु भूषणैः सुकविता यद्यस्ति राजेन किम् क्षान्तिश्चेत् कवचेन किं किमरिभिः क्रोधोऽस्ति चेत् देहिनाम् ज्ञातिश्चेदनलेन किं यदि सुहृत् दिव्यौषधं किं फलम् किं सर्पैर्यदि दुर्जना किमुधनैः विद्यानवद्या यदि व्रीडा चेत् किमुभूषणैः सुकविता यद्यस्ति राजेन किम्. Lot of kim shabdas. Kim in Sanskrit means what? You know, it is the interrogative. So these are like rhetorical questions, you know. So what is the, you know, use of this when this is there? That is the trim. So kshantihi, not sha, not shanti peace, but kshantihi. We'll go into the meaning. Kshantihi is a beautiful value. Kshantihi chet kavachena kim. किम अरिभिः क्रोधः अस्ति चेत् देहिनाम् ज्ञातिः चेत् अनलेन किम् यदि सुहृत् दिव्यौषधं किं फलम् किं सर्पैः यदि दुर्जनाः किम् उ धनैः विद्या अनवद्या यदि व्रीडा चेत् किम् उभूषणैः सुकविता यदि अस्ति राज्येन किम्. Okay? So a lot of kim. So let us see this one by one. So here Bhartrhari says, what is the first value? The first value is kshantihi. Kshantihi is generally understood as tolerance, you know, or forbearance. But these two words, Pujya Swamiji would say, you know, have a negative connotation. Kshanti, so I have to suffer through the situation, you know, through a certain event in life. So it sounds like a resigned attitude. So Swamiji said, no, it is a better word is accommodation or cheerful acceptance of an event, of a person or a behavior which I cannot change. Yeah. So there is a better word called titiksha, which we have all come across in Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, Matra sparshast kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha agama apayino nityaha tan titikshasva bharata. Oh Arjuna, these, you know, alternating situations of sukham, dukham, shita, ushna, success, failure, they are all agama payanaha. Yeah, they all come and go. So you have titiksha. You put up with both. That is accommodation. So here, Bhartrhari says, this kshantihi is the best kavacham that one can have. What is a kavacham? Kavacham means an armor, protective shield with how I insulate myself. Now, we all know that, you know, there are millions of bacteria and viruses going around, especially in this Ashada season. But not all of us are unwell. Why? We have a kavacham, right? That's called immunity. But that's for the body. No? What about the mind? The mind has to deal with people's words, criticism, and events. Suddenly things happen, breaking news, sensation. How to provide a kavacham for the mind when it has to deal with a variety of situations? So Bhartrhari says, Shanti. Yeah. Cheerful acceptance of a situation where I cannot change it, I cannot do anything about it. And so that is again very beautifully defined in the Viveka Chudamani. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titiksha nigadyate. What is titiksha? Sahanam, the ability to go through a difficult, unfavorable situation without chinta and vilapa, without lamentation and without anxiety, cheerfully, to the best possible. So that Bhartrahari says, Kshantihi chet kavachena kim? Do I need any other kavacham, an armor or a shield when I have this attitude? And the great Buddha has said the same thing. And in one of his Upadesha, he says, supposing somebody has to cross a dense jungle, which is thorny and rough terrain is there, will you be able to cover the whole forest with a nice carpet and go through it? No. What you can do? You can cover your feet. And that is why in Sanskritam, the word for slippers is Padaraksha. Padaraksha means that which protect my feet. That's called slippers. So Kshantihi is this first value. And this is Shamaha, we can say, level of the mind. Yeah. And for this, for me not to retaliate, in life, then I must lower down my expectations and demands, right? And they should not be binding. Yeah, the binding desires, we know that if there is a compulsive nature of the mind, then I cannot enjoy this sense of accommodation. Shantihi will be not there. So that is the first quarter. Shantihi chet kavachena kim. Then second one is kim aribhihi krodha asti chet. So when there is krodha, krodha means anger. So when anger is there in the mind, do I need any other enemy? That's the question Bhartrahari asks. No? So no other enemy we need if this internal enemy called krodha is there. Now we again know from the Gita, the ladder of destruction, how a harmless desire arises in the mind. Then it is fueled, it becomes a Trishna. Then Trishna craves for fulfillment. Then if it is not fulfilled or obstructed by anybody, becomes Krodha. Then Krodha, there is Smriti, Brahmaha. Then there is Buddhi Nashaha, and then Saha Vinashya. So what should I do? Anger management. We have seen quite a bit of that. I must have Damaha, Shamaha, by doing Dosha Darshanam and or raising the opposite thought or simply converting that impelling desire to non-binding. Okay, if it gets fulfilled, fine. If it does not, also fine. Yadeva bhavati tadeva mangalaya. And Krishna has said this many times in the Gita. Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidhena miha vairinam. Arjuna, this is the real enemy. Enemies are not outside. First comes kamaha. And then when it is not checked on time, it develops to lobha, mada, moha, matsaryam, krodha, and then vinashaha also comes. So this is the real villain. And so one Mahatma said, if at all you want to get angry with your anger. You say, why am I angry? I don't want this anger. Then uproot it by all these methods. Pratipaksha bhavana, dosha darshanam, prajahati yada kaman. The wise people also have desires, will raise in the mind. But at once a red flag will go and they'll be on the alert. Okay, now I will just let this wave vritti subside back in the mind. I will not go along with the desire. So that's all Shamaha and Damaha. Then, so Krodha asti chet dehinam. You see the word dehinam at the end of the first line? That means for the dehis. We are all dehis, right? Deha asya asti iti dehi. So for the dehinam, Shanti is the best kavacham. And if there is krodha, there is no other enemy needed. Third is Nyatihi chet analena kim. Now anala here is a word for fire. Alam na vidyate iti analaha. So analaha is that which will never say alam. There is no alam buddhi for fire. because fire is ready to accept your offerings. More, yeah, it will burn even brighter. So here, Bhartrhari says, Nyati. Now, who are Nyatis? It's a special word. Nyati means your co-brothers or those relatives, which are part of your extended family. Okay, Nyati. Now, are Nyatis a source of happiness for us or disturbance? Depends, right? Some of them, make our life very nice, and but some of them, they will demand a share in the property. They may gossip, and then that will lead to fire like matsaryam and friction and disagreement. That is talked about here. Nyatihi chet analena kim. Do you need any fire to burn down your peace if there are people like this Nyatis? Yeah, Nyatis are those the demanding, inquisitive, gossiping, relatives which we may all have in our extended family. Where is the need for fire? Then the fourth quarter is a nice one. It's alternating. Yadi Suhrid. Suhrid also we know by now. Suhrid is a well-wisher, one who truly cares and loves and unconditionally. Yeah, no conditions set and no favors demanded. Yeah, that person is a Suhrid. And that is why in the Gita, Suhrid is a nama for Bhagavan. Bhagavan himself says, I am the Suhrid. I am not partial to anyone. Whoever calls me, whatever he or she wants, I am ready to, address that need. So Bhagavan is a Suhrid, but we can find Jnanis, Mahatmas also who are Suhrids, right? So here Bhartrhari says, Yadi Suhrid asti chet. If there is a Suhrid, then Divya Aushadham Phalam Kim. Is there a need for medicines to cure you? Yeah. Now every doctor, successful doctor, knows this psychology. Yeah. That is the one who talks sweetly and pleasantly, half the disease is going to go. Isn't it? That is the meaning here. So this Divya Aushadam, medicines no doubt play a role in the cure. But if a Suhrid comes and inquires from the heart, and brings flowers or asks about you, which is very rare in the modern times, unfortunately, then one does not need medicines. That is the quarter there. Yadi Suhridam che, then, Aushadam kim alam. Then kim sarpaihi yadi durjana. Yeah. Now Durjanas are those people who are harmful. Yeah, wicked people who cause disturbance and suffering. So when they are there, kim sarpaihi, do we need serpents? Serpents are ferocious, fanged serpents. So where is the need for poisonous snakes when there are durjanas? Yeah. And then kim dhanehi vidya na anavadya yadi. See, anavadya vidya means the flawless nature of knowledge. Whatever we study, right now we are studying a bit of Sanskrit literature, the values and attitudes or Upanishads of Gita. When this is there, then kim dhanehi, do we need any other wealth? Yeah, other than the wealth of knowledge. Vidyadhanam sarvadhana pradhanam. We've seen this earlier also. Then the last line, Vrida che kimu bhushanehi. Vrida means humility. Yeah. So when there is a very humble, modest attitude towards everything in life, realizing that I really don't own these. Yeah, all glory belongs to Ishvara. Whatever I enjoy, it is the gift and grace of Ishvara. When that Vinayam is there, Vrida Chet, Kim Bhushanehi, we don't need any other ornaments. And the last one, Sukavita Yadi Asti Rajyena Kim. So remember, Bhartrhari was a king. Yeah. And now he's composed all this. So he says, Sukavita. When there is, a good poetry or a piece of literature like Valmiki Ramayana, Shakuntalam, Raghuvamsha, for which Bharata Desha is so famous globally. Now, if one has a mind to appreciate all this, then what is the need of the kingly comforts? This big palace and all the royal comforts, they also are insignificant or fade away, in the face of this Shastra Jnanam, yeah, like Sukavita. Sukavita is a beautiful poem. Let's chant it once again, this shloka. Shantischet kavachena kim kimaribihi क्रोधोऽस्ति चेद्देहिनां ज्ञातिश्चेदनलेन किं यदि सुहृत् दिव्यौषधै किं फलम् किं सर्पैर्यदि दुर्जना किमुधनैः विद्यानवत्या यदि व्रीडा चेत्त्रिमुभूषणैः सुकविता यद्यस्ति राजेन किम्. So even in chapter 13 of the Gita, we saw a set of 20 values. Amanitvam, adambhitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, rajyavam, kshanti comes there also. And Shankaracharya explains it beautifully in the bhashyam of that section. And remember, those 20 values were also called Jnanam by Krishna. Why? Because that is the Jnana sadhanani. So those are the factors which will take us to the ultimate moksha jnana. Yeah. So one jnanam is the goal. Okay. But the knowledge of the desirable factors I need to cultivate, that is the jnana sadhana. Okay. So we can connect to those portions in the Gita, and what we are seeing here is also something similar. Now let's go to the next shloka.
Why is who separately here?
Yeah, there is a u is an indeclinable, which means emphasis, indeed. Indeed. Huh? Definitely. Okay. Is there a need, is there a need for any other wealth? And yes. Now we'll go to 22nd. Now here, what is this shloka about? This is very interesting and very practical for us. Because now Bhartrahari is going to talk about, see, there are various kinds of people we have to deal with in life. Starting from our own home, right? Various mentalities and various sections of society we come across in Vyavahara. Vedanta talks about all are one, vision of oneness. But what about practical Vyavahara? There is no oneness. Yeah, so there are so many differences. So how to address the different range of people is what this shloka is all about. How do I, address them appropriately? Okay, verse number 22nd. Let's chant it first. Dakshinyam swajane daya parijane.
Dakshinyam swajane daya
parijane shatyam sada durjane.
Shatyam sada durjane.
Dakshinyam swajane daya parijane shatyam sada durjane.
Dakshinyam swajane daya parijane shatyam sada durjane.
Priti sadhu jane nayo nripajane. Vidvajjane chachavam. Priti sadhu jane nayo nripajane vidvajjane chachavam.
Priti sadhu jane nayo vidvajjane chachavam.
Shauryam shatrujane kshama gurujane.
Shauryam shatrujane kshama gurujane.
Kantajane drishtata.
Kantajane drishtata.
Ye chaivam purusha kalasu kushalaha.
Ye chaivam purusha kalasu kushalaha.
Teshveva lokasthitihi. Together, दाक्षिण्यं स्वजने दया परिजने शाठ्यं सदा दुर्जने प्रीतिः साधुजने नयो नृपजने विद्वज्जने चार्जवम् शौर्यं शत्रुजने क्षमा गुरुजने कान्ताजने दृष्टता ये चैवं पुरुषा कलासु कुशलाः तेष्वेव लोकस्थितिः. So here we are seeing the practical advice given how to maintain one's inner peace by having to deal with varieties of mindsets in life. So what are those categories? Dakshinyam Swajane is one. Daya Parijane, two. Shathyam Sada Durjane. Preetihi Sadhujane. Nayaha Nripajane. Vitvajane Cha Arjavam. Shauriyam Shatrujane. Kshama Gurujane. Kantajane Drishtata. That's it. So Jana 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 is coming, right? That is the mindset or the category of people. Then last line is beautiful. Ye cha evam purushaha kalasu kushalaha teshu eva lokasthitihi. So the lokasthitihi means, what is the society based upon? Yeah, who are the pillars of the world or our society? These people. Yeah, the people who are so adept, who are so kushalaha, who are so dexterous, and are able to deal with all the varieties of mindsets effortlessly and strategically. So let us look at it one by one. Dakshinyam swajane. Dakshinyam swajane is so the first value is dakshinyam. Now swajane, who are the swajane? Is our own people. But who are the people we are calling our own people swajane? Definitely family is our family, but that is not meant here. Why? Because our family, anyway, we are part of the family and we are going to take care of them. We are duty bound. That is nitya karma for us. So swajane here is the extended family. Maybe there are some distant relatives or our neighbors or colleagues or close friends. They will also come into our close circle called swajane. So swajane, in the event of swajane, what should be my attitude? Dakshinyam. Dakshinya means I have to offer help and show consideration. Yeah, consideration just as I offer my, my care and I value my own family, immediate family members. Okay. So, but today, do we see this? The nuclear families are compressing even more and more, and unfortunately, we are not being able to offer dakshinyam to beyond a certain circle. But Bhatrahari says, let us expand our mind to include larger and larger sections of the family. Then second, daya parajane. Now, some say parijane, some say parajana. Who are the parijanas? Parijanas are those who serve us. Yeah. So our mates, drivers, cooks, support system, Now they are seeing us as a source of income, right? So they are dependent on us. So what should be my attitude towards them? Daya. Bhadrahari says, let us be compassionate towards them. And just because I am in a position of authority, I'm paying them, right? I'm the boss. So I should not scold them or get upset with them when there is a mistake. In the Valmiki Ramayana also, at one point, Sita Devi tells Sri Rama, hey Arya, there is nobody in the world who will not commit a mistake. So, hey Arya, we have to show compassion. So maybe it was regarding Manthara, I don't remember the context. But Daya Parijane. So we take care of our staff on whom we are also dependent on them. right? So they serve us so beautifully. So we can celebrate their Janmadinam or take care of their children or give vacations, provide medical leave. I think most of us do that anyway, you know. That is the meaning here. Parajane Daya. Swajane Dakshinyam. Okay. Then what about Durjana, the wicked people like Kauravas? Shatyam. Shatyam means we also have to, be crafty. We have to be a little bit strategic when they are crafty and cunning. Now, this, advice is mainly for kings. Yeah. Now, for us, mumukshus, we are not going to do this, right? We draw our boundaries and we ignore them. But just like the Kauravas, remember how they tried to deceive in the Mahabharatam war? Then what did Krishna do? Krishna also was, doing all the strategies and helping the Pandavas win by craftiness. So Shatyam Sada Durjani. Then what about Sadhu Jane? Yeah, Sadhu Jane. Sadhu Jane are the Mahatmas. Yeah, the Mahatmas and who are the noble people. The noble people, Preeti. And let us have love, affection, admiration, and respect for the sadhujanas. Why? Because I'm going to learn a lot from them. By satsanga, association with the wise people, I'm going to learn so many good things. So let me have Preeti. Then Nripajane Nayaha. Now Nripajana are the kings. Now, in olden days we had kings. Today we have administrators, ministers. No? So in case of these officials or officers, what I have to do? Nayaha. Nayaha means sincerity and law abiding. Yeah, I have to follow the code of conduct. Nayaha. Then Vidvat Jane Arjavam. Cha Arjavam. Vidvat Jane means the wise people. Yeah. The wise people, I should have Arjavam. Remember, even Arjavam comes in the Gita. Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Kshantihi, Cha Arjavam. And Arjavam means Rijubhava. Rijubhava means no pretense, alignment, straightforwardness in thought, word, and deed. Because if we are not having this Arjavam, then this Vidvajana, wise people, will clearly see through the pretense. So, if I know something, I know it. If I don't, let me confess I don't. So, Arjavam is the straightforwardness. No Manitvam, no Dambhitvam. So, I have to have Shraddha, humility, and, a certain way I have to approach the wise people, and then I will get the knowledge. Then, Shatru Jane Shauryam. So, when there are enemies, what should be my attitude? The kings, basically, the king should display courage and valor, shauryam. Then Guru Jane. Guru Jana is here not only teachers but also respected elders. See, today, unfortunately, in modern gadget based times, these values like humility, obedience, and patience is highly going down. Yeah, especially in the youth of today. Yeah, but here Bhatrahari says, may one have Kshama. And Kshama here is patience. See, when we grow old, yeah, there is a natural tendency to be more anxious. We feel more alienated. So then the younger people who are not so old have to show patience, no? Spend some time with the elders. And even if they are repeating the same thing over and over again, there should be Kshama. Then who else are the Gurujanas? Other teachers, Acharyas. Even Acharyas will repeat. Same thing, Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, 1,000 times. Same story sometimes, same drishtantas, same teaching, only the text name will be different. Yeah. Then I have to be as a student patient, Kshama, because only then I will gain this precious knowledge. Because moksha is not a weekend event, it's not a crash course. So I have to patiently allow the Shastra to take root in my mind. And that takes time. No? Doesn't matter. Puja Swamiji said, even if at the age of 90 you come to Vedanta, it is worth it. Yeah, that is the liberating knowledge. Yeah. So, Gurujana, for elders, we can learn a lot from their experience. So, let us have patience with them and spend time and gain that knowledge. Then the last one is Nari Jana or Kanta Jana. No? Kanta Jana Jane Drishtada. Kanta means somebody very dear to me, beloved. So in those cases, there has to be Drishtada. Drishtada means firmness. I should not yield to a weakness. Yeah, that is where we draw the line between love and attachment. Very thin dividing line it's there. How do I know whether I have love or attachment? Attachment will cause me pain. Yeah? But love, I will feel expansion. Yeah? I will give the other person freedom and space. But attachment, I have expectations and demands, and they will constrict me, and I will be in pain. So, Kanta Jane Drishtata, So, let me have that stability and the firmness of mind. Then, in the end, what does Bhartrihari say here? The last line is important for us. Yecha evam purushaha kalasu kushalaha. These kushala people, who have this varied attitudes, who can deal with durjanas, sajjanas, parijanas, svajanas, sadhujana, vipajana, all these in the right manner. They are kushalas. They are very, very flexible, dexterous, and teshu eva lokastitihi. So this world, this world is really upheld or sustained by these pillars of society. Yeah? Otherwise, what will happen if I don't know how to deal with the various kinds of people? Then the whole society will crumble, and there will be friction, and there will be no strong foundation. Yeah. So here in this, Bhartrihari gives us a very practical advice that to be like the glue, the glue which is going to bind things together. At work, I have a certain relationship. At home and with my support team, and then with friends, it's different. With Mahatmas, Acharyas, it should be like this. So if I'm dexterously, adapting to all these people, then that will contribute to a very, very harmonious and stable society. Yeah. Let's chant this again, this shloka. Together we will do. And this is the Shardula Vikredita Chandas, like Dakshinamurti Stotra. Okay. Dakshinyam swajani daya parijani, Shatyam sada durjani, Preeti sadhu jani nayo nripajani, Vidvajani charjavam, Shauryam shatrujani krama gurujani, Kantājani drishtata, purusha kalasu kushalas, Now we come to the next one. In this shloka 26, Bhartrihari gives us a practical lifestyle. Yeah, a lifestyle how I can pursue both prayers and shreyas. Yeah. What are the do's and the don'ts? In short, what are the yamas and the niyamas? All the shastras speak about this. Ahimsa, Satyam, Akrodha, Aparigraha. And here are somewhat similar set of values in Bhartrihari's words. 26, the next one. Pranaghata nivritti paradhana. हरणे संयम सत्यवाक्यम् प्राणाघाता निवृत्ति परधन हरणे संयम सत्यवाक्यम् निवृत्ति परधन हरणे संयम सत्यवाक्यम् काले शक्त्या प्रदानं युवति जनकथा
काले शक्त्या प्रदानं
युवति जनकथा मूकभावः परेषाम्
योगभावः परेषाम्
तृष्णास्रोतो विभङ्गो पुरुष च विनयः
तृष्णास्रोतो विभङ्गो
पुरुष च विनयः सर्वभूतानुकम्पा
सर्वभूतानुकम्पा
सामान्यः सर्वशास्त्रेषु
सामान्यः सर्वशास्त्रे
उपहत विधिः अनुपहत विधिः श्रेयसाम् एष पन्थाः together प्राणाघातान् निवृत्ति परधनहरणे संयमः सत्यवाक्यम्
काले शक्त्या प्रदानं
मूकभावः परेषाम् तृष्णास्रोतो विभङ्गो पुरुष च विनयः सर्वभूतानुकम्पा सामान्यः सर्वशास्त्रे श्रेयसाम् एष पन्था. So here, what are the steps now? Steps to be followed. Bhadrahari is explaining that. First one, prana aghata nivrittihi. Nivrittihi, you know, is withdrawal. Yeah. So may one withdraw from injuring. Yeah, prana aghata. No? Pranana vaangariye. Appdin solluvaanga. Some people, angry people will say you are pulling the prana out, not literally, but you are, hurting me, troubling me. So, prana aghata may one not do, nivrittihi. That is nothing but ahimsa. Ahimsa paramo dharma. So, but can we minimize the himsa completely? Not possible. Yeah. Right now, while talking, we are killing germs. Walking, deliberately or unintentionally, we are injuring life forms when we pluck fruits. And so 100% ahimsa is not possible, and that is why Shastra says, let us do Panchamahayajnas. Do here and there punya karma so that they will neutralize the papa karma. But at least intentionally, let me not cause himsa by thought, word and deed. Prana aghata nivrittihi is the first step. Then paradhana harane sanyamaha. Paradhana. Paradhana is something that does not belong to you. Let me not covet it. In Bhaja Govindam also Shankaracharya says, no, what prarabdha has given you, a kind of wealth or means of livelihood, you be content with that. Why do you envy other people in their positions? No, I want what he or she has. No. Paradhana harane, haranam should not be there. Let there be sanyama. Sanyama is the balance. Now today, this not only physical wealth, even online we find misappropriation going on, cyber crime, fraud, scams and plagiarizing is there. We just copy paste and as though it is a free material. Yeah. So social media is struggling to, find a way out of this kind of misappropriation. So we should be clear that what belongs to me, I'm going to enjoy it by rightful means. Paradhana harane sanyama. In other words, aparigraha, non-stealing, non-hoarding. Then satyavakyam. We have come across this many times. Truth. Devotion to truth. Remember the story of Harishchandra, Satyavak? How much he was tested. Till the last minute, he lost his wife and child, ended in Naraka also. But he did not give up the passion for truth. And then in the end, everything was returned. It is said that in a balance, scales, if you put 1,000 Ashwamedas on one side and one Satyavak, that will go down. Satyavak is considered so great. And in the Mundaka Upanishad, we have seen how it was described as the foundation of the life itself. If we want to climb higher and higher and eventually reach moksha, we cannot do away with Satya. Now, Satya means speaking the truth, and Satyam is not exaggerating, no lies. All this will come under Satyam. Yeah? Satyam as per Shastras. Then Kali Shaktya Pradhanam is the next two. Pradhanam means giving. Yeah? Dhanam. Prakarshena Dhanam. So, and this also we have come across in Gita chapter 17. Dhanam is when I give, when I share or I give something at the right place, at the right time, to the right person who is needy. What is the right time? They say Grahana Kala, even Marana Kala. That's why when somebody passes away, the other family members do a lot of dhanam. That's considered a great punya karma. Then Shankranti, all these transition times are good for dhanam. And then we have to do dhanam of something which is needed. Yeah. And to the right beneficiary and in the right manner, with shraddha, with humility, that this does not belong to me, may it be received. So all these conditions we have seen in the Bhagavad Gita. So Kale, at the right time, may one do Shaktya. Shaktya means Yatha Shakti. Does not mean that, we have to give a lot of wealth. But if one person who is earning in crores, if he gives 100 rupees or 50 rupees, that is not dhanam. So Shaktya dana means as per your means. You have to decide how much can you give without you coming into a needy position. So Shankaracharya will say that you give as per your need. Shaktya pradhanam. Then the fifth step is Yuvati Janakatha Mukha Bhavaha Paresham. Mukha Bhavaha means silence. Yeah, do not gossip or talk about Yuvati. Yuvati means women. Okay, so either way, yeah, if the men should not gossip about other women, yeah, or the mind should not dwell upon, and be infatuated. And same thing for women also. Today, again, that's becoming a serious issue thanks to social media. There is such a lot of temptations. So we have to teach our children and grandchildren that there is a saying again, Matravat Paradaran and Loshtavat Paradravyani Atmavat Sarva Bhutani Yaha Pashyati Saha Pashyati. May one look about all the other women except my wife, as Mata. Then may one look upon all the other dravyas, whatever possessions whoever has, Loshtavat. Yeah, that is like stones, or mud. But let me perceive all of them as Atmavat, as one said. That is the Vedanta vision. Yeah, and Yaha Pashyati, Saha Pashyati. One who has this attitude and this vision, he really sees. Then seventh is Gurushu Yaha Vinayaha. This we have seen many times. Vinaya means humility. So may one have an attitude of humility and Shraddha before the Gurujanas. Then finally, Sarva Bhuta Anukampa. Anukampa is compassion. Towards all creatures, may I have compassion. Yeah, and see, some people, even stray dogs, after the COVID time, they are feeding, because they feel that there is no home for the dogs and they need also food to eat. But this can be bone of contention. Some people, object to it, some people give it. But the idea here is to sensitize the mind. Yeah, the mind should feel for all the creatures, the nature, the animals, and the fellow beings, and all the people. That is called Sarva Bhuta Anukampa, sensitive mind. Then finally, what is the clinching line there by Bhartrihari? Yes, thank you. I missed Trishna Srotaha Vibhangaha. This is clear. What is Trishna? Strong desire. which is clamoring for fulfillment. Earlier it was only kamaha, just a fancy, a wish, harmless desire, a vritti. But now it has become Krishna. Now this Krishna, what do we do about it? Srotaha. Srota means flow. But may one do vibhangaha. Yeah, may one check this flow of desire. In other words, anger management or karma management. There are various ways for this, I can desire to do loka sangraha, my rajas and my energy I can put towards a beneficial activity, yeah, towards yoga or shastra jnanam. And so I have to check Krishna srotaha vibhangaha. That's another do or don't. Then finally, Bhartrihari says, Samanyah sarva shastreshu anupahata vidhihi shreyasam esha panthaha. This is the path. Panthaha means the path. This is the route to Shreyas. If you are valuing moksha, freedom, peace, and happiness, yeah, may we develop these do's and don'ts in our life. And these are the Samanya Dharmas, universal values without exception. Anupahata Vidhihi. This is the Vidhi. And in other words, Bhartrihari is saying, moksha is assured for one who follows these yamas and niyamas. Okay, let's chant this again one time together. Pranaghata nivritti paradhana harani sayyama satyavakyam kale shaktya pradhanam yuvati janakatha mukha bhava paresham Krishna srota vibhango guru shucha vinaya sarva bhutana kampa Samanya sarva shastreshvanupahata vidhi shreyasam esha pantha. Next one is a very famous and well-known subhashitam or a wise saying, often quoted, in many places as a motivational quote, and that is number 27. Prarabhyate na khalu vigna bhayena nichaihi
Prarabhyate na khalu vigna bhayena nichaihi
Prarabhya vigna vihata viramanti madhyaha
Prarabhya vigna vihita
Vignai punah punarapi pratihanyamanaha
Vignai punah punarapi pratihanyamanaha
Prarabdham uttama janana parityajanti
Prarabdham uttama janana parityajanti.
It's a different meter. Prarabhyate na khalo vigna bhayena nichaihi. Maybe Prarabhya vigna vihitaha viramanti madhyaha vignai punah punarapi pratihanyamanaha prarabdham uttama janaha na parityajanti. Check that. So here Bhartrihari talks about, the three kinds of categories. Yeah? Prarabhyate na khalu vigna bhayam. Vigna bhayena nichaihi. So there is the nichai category. Then prarabhya vigna vihata viramanti madhya category. And then there is uttama janaha. Vignehi punaha punaha api pratihanyamana prarabdham uttama janaha na parityajanti. Yeah. So what are the three categories? Let us see which one we fall into. So nichaihi is the lowest caliber, we can say, the low category. What do? Prarabhyate na khalu vigna bhayena. So na prarabhyate. They don't even start anything. any project in life, any enrollment, any undertaking, by these niches. Why? Vigna bhayena. Because they are already anticipating problems and obstacles. What if this happens? What if this happens? What if I fail in business? And supposing I don't clear the interview or exams, already the mind is over imaginative and they're imagining obstacles and vigna. And because of the vigna bhayena, na prarabhyate, they don't even start. Yeah. So, what kind of attitude is this? Tamas. Ghora tamas, right? Bhagavan is blessed with so many faculties, but if I'm anxious that I should be successful and I should not encounter any obstacles, is it possible in life? Not at all. Yeah. So this is the lowest category, and I'm sure none of us fall into this. Let's check out the madhyas. Prarabhya vigna vihataha viramanti madhyaha. So the madhyas are a degree better. What do? Prarabhya. Having begun, but then what happens when the obstacles comes, they abandon. So they have started, no doubt, started a marathon or started some enrollment for some subject, you know, or started some procedure, in life. But when they come, maybe one or two obstacles also they would have cleared. But somewhere in the middle, they lose heart and then they abandon the project. Yeah, they are the madhyas. Who are the uttama janaha? Last two lines. Vignaihi punaha punaha api pratihanyamanaha. Even though they are attacked, pratihanyamanaha, again and again by challenges, adversities. Business is down, or the papers are too difficult, or the interview was too tough. We see this in the world, very much. Business has ups and downs, stock markets goes up and down, and chartered accountancy or IAS exam, we don't clear it at the first trial, very rare, right? But look at the Uttama Janaha, Pratihanya Manaha, even when they are encountered or attacked again and again, Punaha Punaha, Vignehi, by Prarabdham, Uttama Janaha na parityajanti. They do not give up. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. You have heard of this, right? So this is how, the YouTubers advise, first few years, it will be very, very slow. Motivational speakers will say, but you have to be consistent. You have to enjoy the journey. You have to be systematic. And then only your efforts will be crowned with success and bear fruit. Yeah. Now, even if after repeated efforts, one does not succeed, then the Gita helps us out. It says you have enjoyed the journey, you have learned so much, and you are successful whether there is external success or not. You are a winner because you have given it the best. But if I think I will not participate in the tournament because I'm going to fail, this such a great player is there, then you are belonging to the Nicha or the Madhyama category. So the idea here is again to give up the attachment to the result and to be devoted to the efforts. And in all probability, when we do this, then the Uttama Janahas will meet with success. Yeah? Now, this is a very good Subhashitam for children, who get disheartened so easily. And maybe the parents are also responsible. When some child gets little low marks, the parents are start scolding. I expected you to do well in this subject, that subject, and gone. All the confidence melts away for the children. Yeah. So here we have to think about these, that whatever goal we have set in life, even take Shravanam, Maranam, Nidhyasnam. Don't you see? In the beginning of Gita, everybody is so enthusiastic. Then after a few years, where are they? Vanished, So it takes a lot of courage, consistency to pursue a certain system, systematically. Sometimes the mind will feel dull, we will feel, mood will change, yeah, difficulties will come in. But we have to allot that time for that particular thing. Whether it is some Aparavidya business or Moksha Vidya Shravanam, I have to be very sincere. Then only I am a Uttama Jana. But if I give it up, prematurely. Now, this does not mean that I do not abandon, projects also. We have to be very wise and weigh the pros and cons. Sometimes we have to give up certain things, sometimes start a new venture, but I find this a very useful and beautiful subhashit. Now, let us look at one last one briefly and for today. Bhatrahari in the 27th shlok, 32. Parivartini samsare mritako van jayate. Parivartini samsare mritako van jayate. Sajato yena jatena yati vamshasamunitam samunnatim yati vamshasamunnatim. Together, parivartini samsare mritako van jayate sajato yena jatena yati vamshasamunnatim. Parivartini samsare, which is nothing but samsara chakra. There is parivartanam. Then mritaha. Mritaha kaha vana jayate. Is there anyone dead who is not born again? No. That is, there is rebirth. Sahajataha. Now this shloka is really talking about the value of a human birth. Sahajataha yena jatena yati vamshaha samyak unnatim. Yeah. So, in this, Bhatrahari says, in the samsara chakra, we know what it's all about. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, right? So, parivartini samsare, in the samsara chakra, kahavana jayate mritaha. So, the one who dies without gaining moksha vidya, of course, will be reborn. We all know that. The sukshma sharira, goes to a new environment. But sahajataha, who is really born? What is the value of human birth? Yena jatena yati vamshaha samyak unnatim. Unnatim. Yeah. Unnatim we know. Yeah, is the growth. So here, Bhatrahari is saying that, the one who, those children who make their vamsha, their parents and their lineage proud, that is really a worthwhile human life. Sahajataha, yena jatena yati vamshaha samunnitam. Imagine the parents of Dhruva, Prahlada, Nachiketa. So Bhatrahari is saying that the mother is no doubt happy at the birth of a child, but how much more happy she will be when the child has become a great contributor and who has earned great merit and maybe even become a sannyasi like Nachiketa. So that is when the whole vamsha is purified. And there is a beautiful shloka here also. Kulam pavitram janani kritartha vasundhara punyavati yena saha. By whose janma the whole bhumi, Vasundhara, Mother Earth feels blessed that such a person walked on me. So, I was born in my land. And the mother, Janani, is Kritartha. She feels fulfilled. And the whole kulam, the lineage is Pavitram, is purified. Yeah? This also came in the Mundaka Upanishad. If there is somebody who is gaining the higher knowledge, and who has reversed the samsaric trend in the mind, then it is said that 7 generations up and 7 to follow, they're all blessed. And the forefathers or ancestors are rejoicing in the Svargalokas, wherever they are. That is the power of seeking knowledge. Yeah. So here, I find Bharat Desha as one such Punya Bhumi, right? Where so many Punyatmas have taken birth. And here it is talking about how when people remark, supposing people tell you that, oh, what tapas have you done to have received such children? Then how happy the parents will be. That kind of remark one has to invite, from others. What tapas have we done to have such children? And to gain, such children, we know that it is a product of samskaras. So one has to instill the samskaras at a very, very young age for the children. So that they can make not only the parents proud, the country proud, and forefathers, and the whole kulam. Okay, let's chant it again. Simple shloka, but very powerful message here. परिवर्तिनि संसारे मृतः को वा न जायते स जातो येन जातेन याति वंशः समुन्नतिम्. Okay, so we will conclude here for today. So this is again the praise of knowledge, that section we are doing, and the praise of the wise. We saw the attitudes to have in the world, which will give us the immunity, spiritual immunity, and the do's and the don'ts. Yeah, and various kinds of people, 3 kinds, and then finally, the highest value of the human birth. And in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a similar mantra which says, Yaha asmat lokat praiti atmanam na viditva saha kripan. The one who has not put the human birth to higher pursuits of knowledge, is indeed a miser. Because Bhagavan, as though, is saying, I have given the greatest wealth of buddhi, but the buddhi has been wasted, has been locked up, and it is just spent in an instinctive pleasure-seeking life. So may one not do that, and may one pursue and gain the higher knowledge, and bless all the people, parents, the country, the whole Mother Earth will feel like a Punyavati. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.